73 years for my photo, just like he said he would. The theory was that if I would see what I would look like when I was 79 years old, I would gain some perspective on the frivolity of my youth and utter meaninglessness of my existence, freeing me to pursue my own fashion dreams. I told him it wasn't working, that I needed some other kind of help. He went and got a cupcake. First he pretended like he was going to eat it. Then he gave it to me and said, "Sometimes the best therapy is pretending like it's your birthday every day." My mom said I have to try one more thing before I'm allowed to give up on wearing clothes forever.
Well, you certainly came to the right place. I'd like to start by asking the questions I have to ask everybody. But please remember, I am completely licensed and regulated by the Cloud County Board of Paraprofessional Personal Shoppers. So these questions are part of a well-researched assessment tool. I actually have to pay for each time I use the assessment, so I'm going to have to tack that onto your bill. And there's talk that the government might start using it as a personality test for all government employees. That's how good it is. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Have you ever felt like your clothes were so loose and baggy, or the opposite, so tight and stretched out that other people would notice?
Yes.
How often?
Which one?
No problem, I'll repeat the question. I'm sorry, I'm just not used to working with people with disabilities.
No. How often for which one? Too loose or too tight? Do you want two separate numbers?
I'm sorry, sweetie. That would be plagiarism. I can't just change the test because you can't understand the questions or have a disability.
Well, I guess I'll just add them together. There was the time I wore that jumper, and the kids said, "It's picture day, not clown day." But I don't know if that would be too loose or too tight. More like too many ruffles. And then the time I tried on my mom's bra, too loose. And then the time I got lost on the bus for hours because the bus driver said he didn't recognize me in my red wig. 3.
Can you do me a favor? Next time, just the numbers. I can't enter all of that other stuff into the computer. Have you ever felt like staying in bed all day and playing with dolls because you just weren't making good fashion choices?
I'm naked. That's why I'm here.
Just yes or no?
Yes.
How many times per week? Once, twice, 4 times, yesterday, tomorrow, a million.
3.
Good, you're getting the test. I knew you had a little bit of intelligence in there. Let's see. Do you remember the time when you dressed up like a unicorn for a date, only to find out your date had invited another lover over at the exact same time?
Yes. Don't remind me.
You did great on that test. I'm gonna have to send it off to the Personal Shopper corporate headquarters in Joplin, Missouri to get the results. It should only take 6 months. Now I want to go back to this issue of taste. You mentioned earlier that your mother felt your family didn't have any taste. Can you elaborate on that? What I mean is, what does good taste mean to you in terms of fashion?
Well, beyond classical pieces like cat sweatshirts and gold high heels, I think some people have it and some people don't.
I must say, it sounds like you're quite the old soul for being only 6 years old.
I'm mature for my age. Having no head has really given me a depth that some people never get to, even at the center of the earth.
We're going to move on to some breathing exercises. This exercise is called panic attack breathing. It was invented by Sir Edgar Alberton, the founding father of personal shopping. It's designed to stimulate the vogue in your muscle memories. All you do is breathe as hard and short and fast as you possibly can for 3 minutes, or until you feel like you're going to pass out. Now I want you to close your eyes and visualize your worst memory, and then dwell on it forever. Are you ready? Go.
Can I stop? I feel like I'm getting lightheaded.
Yes. It's all about listening to your body after bringing yourself to the point of death and exhaustion. And it's not usually until that moment when you've convinced yourself that you're having a heart attack that you really start to get in touch with fabrics and colors that work the best for your skin type and body tone. Now, I usually don't share stories about myself, but because you're essentially a child version of me, I think I can let my level of professionalism slide down a few notches. It wasn't until I practiced the panic attack breathing exercises for several years that I really got in touch with my fashion sense and became my own fashion muse for the first time. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I want you to think about something. Every time you choose to wear something, you're choosing not to wear something else.
What about layering?
You know, there's a principle called the dilly flopper. It's made up by someone that doesn't know anything. And it says, the way you dress in private is mathematically, geometrically related to the way you dress in public. Now I'm going to show you the equation because I don't get to use my math skills often enough. Sometimes it helps to visualize it on a cake. I don't want to give you too much all at once. But if you can see here, on the left is the way you perceive the way you dress. On the right is the way other people perceive the way you dress. And the center is the way you actually look. Can you fill in those circles for me?
Can I just make it up in my head?
Sure. No one's listening anyway. Now I need to ask you a question that may seem strange, coming from a personal shopper. But please remember, fashion is about much more than flannels and fringe. Have your parents explained your origins to you?
Yeah, I'm 6, not 3. My parents have no boundaries. They raised me on horror movie soundtracks. Maybe it's because they were so young. My dad was 10 and my mom was 9. My mom pooped me out and put me in a jar in the closet for 3 months to grow. Even though they were really young, they had a lot of help. When my mom found out she was knocked up in the 2nd grade, she had all the kids at St. Elizabeth's get in line for personal consultations to find out what she needed for the baby. My aunt got her a breast pump.